Hello everyone, this is Vicky here today, designing for Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm not using a collection, I'm going to use this stamp set and die. This is the Grow Wild stamp, and there's a stamp, a die, and a stencil set in this, but I'm just going to use the stamp and the the stamp and the die. And what I'm doing here is I'm just printing out using the stamp onto watercolor paper 8 different printouts because I want quite a few of these flowers. So I'm using the new watercolors, the liquid watercolors from Pink Fresh, which I promise are coming soon. I have them. There's been a slight delay with the final ones, but they'll be coming soon, I promise, and they're amazing. So this is also Pink Fresh watercolor paper. So we have the whole set and it's just wonderful. I love it. I can never profess to be a watercolor artist, so the stamps are perfect for me because I can watercolor and look pretty professional without being an artist. So yeah, I recommend it highly. So what I'm doing is I'm using some of the colors from the pastel set to paint my leaves and my flowers. And I'll link up the specific colors below so that when they are released, you'll know what I've used. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of them and do the leaves first, and then I'm going to go back and do the flowers. So you'll see how that works in just a second. There we go. So here I am starting in on the center of the flowers there, and I've done all the centers, and so now I'm going to go in with the actual pink of the flowers. And I'm going to use 2 shades of pink just to add a bit of interest to those flowers. And it's very simple to do. As I said, you don't need to be an artist to do this. You just need to sort of blend colours a little bit together just to add a bit of depth and dimension to your watercolour. Okay, so I did those, and I'm going to do some of the little flowers here in an orangey colour. Pretty, pretty colours. They're very similar to the ink, so you'll recognise a lot of them from the ink colours. They are similar. So there we go, that's all of those done, and I'm going to run those through my Big Shot and use the die to cut them all out. So I'm not going to show you me doing all of those, but there you go. And this is my idea. I want to build a border of these flowers around my page to fit in this amazing photo. This is my goddaughter's son. He's super cute, and this is a really cute photo of him. So yeah, flowers on a boy layout, always for me. I've been known to do it many times before because I love flowers. So I'm just going to pop these up onto foam, and this adds a bit of dimension around the page, but I'm not putting any foam where it's hanging off the page because I'm going to cut that off in just a minute. So there we go, I'm just sticking all of those down. Are you going to see me stick them all? Possibly you are. So you'll see what I'm doing is just putting it on one edge and then sticking. Sorry, I did think I'd cut this section out, but I didn't, so I'll just tell you a bit more about what I'm doing here. These little foam pieces, they're just thin strips which I just got on Amazon, and they're really, really helpful actually because they fit and twist, and they don't need to just sit, you don't need to lay them straight, so it's really helpful to work with. And I'm overlapping a bit in places on these flowers, just so that I get a full border. And what you'll notice is when I do get to the end, some of the corners are open, and that's okay. It's fine. It just shows that it's a floral border. Almost looks like a wreath at the moment, but once I cut off the corners, the edges, it won't. Okay, so as you can see there, I overlapped a little bit there. I'm going to overlap this one as well. Don't you love how these watercolors make me look like I painted all these things? I do feel more artistic when I have those. So I cut just a little bit off of that one on the right at the top, just because it was too long, and I'm going to use that elsewhere. So just sticky on the last one here. That photo is so cute, I can't stop loving it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to tuck that little one in there in a second. But here we go. I'm going to cut off all these pieces, and I'm not going to waste those. I'm going to use them. So there's no wastage happening here. Just had a bit of a hitch there. Had to use my scissors. On the whole, they're coming off pretty easily. There you go. Perfect. So now it's a square. It looks less like a wreath now. So I think about filling those corners, but actually I quite like them being open. So I'm going to just take these little pieces and I'm going to fill in some space around the photo, just so it looks like the photo is sitting in a bed of flowers, really. There we go. I'm so happy with how the painting, the watercolor came out, that I just want to use it all. No wastage, please. There we go. So I'm going to tuck a couple of bits in underneath, and I'm going to lift some of the bits, the leaves on top, up just to add that extra bit of dimension. So looking at it as I am now, the finished layout, you can really see it popping off the page. It's hard to tell when you're looking on screen because it's obviously a 2D picture, but it's I really like the way it all pops around. Okay, so I'm sticking everything down because I like how it looks. I'm going to put a bit of foam onto the photo because I want that to pop up as well. I don't want it to get lost on this dimensional page. Tuck that in there and then continue to stick down the rest of the flowers. And these bits, you wouldn't know that they were cut off pieces. They're just tucking in behind the photo. And yeah, who would know? Just got a little leaf there that I'm going to stick on there. There we go. That's just Nouveau glue that I have, which is says Deluxe Adhesive Clear Drying Craft Glue. So it's pretty good. It sticks nicely. I do use different glue sometimes, but that one at the moment I am using. Scotch Tacky Glue is the other one that I use, so either would work. So this title is actually from Lovely Blooms, and I'm using that, and also this little sticker that says Keep Growing. And that's all I'm going to use from a collection. Most of this layout has been built just from that stamp set, so yeah, it's really versatile. And then I'm finally going to put some of these glitter drops on, which are gorgeous. And I'm not going to go through all of those. I put quite a few on around. You'll be able to see them in the close-ups, but these just add a little bit of sparkle to the layout, and I really love that. So there's the final layout. I really hope you've enjoyed watching my process, and this is something that you might try yourself. I'll link up the stamp and die set and below, and also give you the colour of the watercolours for when they come out. But there's some close-ups here so that you can see the glitter drops and the stamp a bit more up close. Please do let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. But yeah, in the meantime, this has been Vicki for Pink Fresh Studio. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.